do a let's do a follow-up question on a 3 to 6 month. Again, this is kind of the many people does basically. Not our students, by the way. Our students are not losing their job. They are all good. They're great. Many people does who is actually the just somehow got the training and the got job and they did not build all the foundation. 3 to 6 months, right? You think it's a light work. She mentioned no, people is actually observing you everything. So is it some of the example? Can you show up in a meeting like the from your kitchen or living room, from your bedroom, or in the bathroom sometimes, and leave your camera on, not knowing you have a bedroom T-shirt on? If not, what you should do in a 3 to 6 months or every day? Let's talk about the 3 to 6 months, and then of course it should be the best practice.
Again, very good question. And this is what falls under etiquette. You'll even see sometimes that some members do show up like that and no one says anything. Or you'll see some people just come wearing like some casual gym clothes, like, your background's on, whatever. Yes, maybe if it's not affecting your work, no one says anything. But just because no one's saying anything doesn't mean it is not leaving an impression. Because then you will hear some people say, oh man, that's a great guy, works well, but you got to tell him how to dress, how to show up. I've heard those conversations in real life. They'll be like, oh, he's such a great guy. He's so sensible about his work. But you have to always tell him what to wear. You always have to tell him how to
Button
speak
up, button
and
up.
button up and sometimes just blur your background. These things are also very important. They might seem like the smaller things that maybe no one will out loud complain about, but every single thing is leaving an impression. And I understand the nature of corporate culture has changed. There's remote work, things are more casual now, but that doesn't mean that professionalism is out of fashion. Professionalism is always in fashion, and professionalism is always the safest bet. So yes, you don't have to dress up in all suited and booted every day to show up on camera, but you want to be presentable. Make sure you're wearing something decent. Make sure your posture is right. You're not slouching or like laying back on your chair in a meeting, or you're being obnoxious, like with background sound or like a very distracting background. You don't need, again, people understand that backgrounds and everything are not the same for everyone, but you can blur your background. Or what most of the others do is like they have like we have a TS4U background right now, you can have a background like that. Or even if you have your natural background, just make sure it's something not too eye-catching. It's decent, it's presentable, it's not a lot of crazy stuff going on in the back or too much going on. If it's a plain white wall with some things on the wall, that's fine. Or just blur your background. How you show up in these little ways matter. Even, for example, a while back, we had a physical team meetup in the office. Again, it mattered how, this was the first time we were all seeing each other, especially me, because I'm working remotely. Sometimes we have physical team meetups. That's, again, people are measuring you. People are seeing how you appear, how you dress, how you talk, what you're like in person. Sense of humor is important, you'll notice in this culture. People will casually joke with you and have lighthearted conversations with you, but are you someone who can handle the sense of humor? Is your sense of humor distracting, or are you someone who says childish things? These things have happened in real life, I notice. How you dress up, how you show up, what kind of talking you're doing. Even when we're not doing work-related meetings, if we're going out for lunch and we're just talking about random things, you're constantly being judged and monitored. That's just how it is. And you know what? It's fair game. It's up to you to use it to your advantage. Are you going to be chill and casual about it and not care? Or are you going to take advantage of those little light conversations and even in those moments show that you're a very reliable person, you're an intelligent person, you're someone who tries to put their best foot forward in and out of the office? Every little interaction matters. Every way you show up matters. Every choice matters. So it's always good to be mindful. I know it might sound exhausting that, oh my God, I have to keep up with so many things. But once you're in the habit of it, it's actually very easy. And you'll notice those little things are actually very rewarding, because what people think of you and how you're presenting yourself is important. Excellence is a habit. So
Thank you. No,